Let's get more on this now with Ibrahim Suffian. He's the director of the Merdeka Center for Research. He joins us from Kuala Lumpur. Really good to have you back with us. Firstly, it does seem that the talks that have been underway in Kuala Lumpur, where you are, have garnered some results. We now have confirmation that talks between the two sides will be held on Wednesday. Are we inching closer to a ceasefire, do you think?
Well, I think where things currently stand, this is a long-standing conflict and something that has been rooted in historical narratives. So we don't expect the conflict to be resolved, nor can an immediate ceasefire to be expected to be achieved so easily. However, what could potentially happen is a move to de-escalate the tensions and also the conflict, perhaps to allow some face-saving measures for both sides to climb down from where they are. And I think to also for ASEAN to play a stronger role as a fire break in order to ensure monitoring and also address the humanitarian problems that are coming out from this conflict.
We know when fighting broke out most recently and even before, the US President Donald Trump had sought to bring the two sides together and even claimed to have stopped the conflict. That hasn't happened, and in this case it seems that the regional leaders have had more influence in getting the two sides together. What does this say about Trump's peacemaking efforts between Thailand and Cambodia?
Well, I think, President Trump's efforts to instill peace did have an effect. However, I think there is an imbalance in terms of the influence and also the power held by Thailand as opposed to Cambodia. And the issues there, it has not gone away. So while there is a ceasefire, the underlying issues have not gone out. And at the same time, there are allegations of breaking the ceasefire on both sides. I think recently Thai authorities accused Cambodians of placing landmines, of which some Thai soldiers were injured recently. And this was used as an issue and sparked the current round of conflict that has taken place around the border areas. I think for ASEAN to take a stronger role, I think they can do so partly because they are there, they understand each other over a long period of time, and they can do some verification work on the ground. Already there are representatives of ASEAN militaries in the border areas conducting verification works. And I think this is something where both sides use ASEAN as a way to mitigate the conflict that's occurring.
Ibrahim, we know the dispute between Thailand and Cambodia dates back more than a century when the borders of the two nations were drawn after the French occupation of Cambodia. Why is it then that in that time there hasn't been a clear resolution to this border dispute?
Well, I think the problem becomes intractable because the conflict area surrounding the Preah Vihear temple has been awarded to Cambodia at that time, and this was contested by the Thais, years ago and over the decades, and has not been resolved. And I think every time there is an issue there, this comes up, and it's a sore point on the part of the Thais, not able to access those places, and something where they have traditional claims over it. And so until this matter is resolved, and this is something that we don't see any clear outcome in the short term, the conflict and the potential for conflict is going to persist. So it's only, I think, over a longer period of time and negotiated settlement can something like this be addressed.
Okay, Ibrahim Suffian, thank you so much for joining us on the program.